Hi, it's Jan Johnson, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today what we're going to talk about is the bones of a story. And the bones of a story from a storyteller's perspective is the structure. And by that I mean that every story should have a purpose. It should know where it's going. And in network marketing, we want to be really cognizant of that, because if we get into storytelling mode and start going down a path and digressing, it leads the listener to going, where is this going? Oh my gosh, I'm going to be here all night. This person goes on and on. And I have to admit to you that I'm someone that has to make sure that I am staying on track. I have a tendency to digress. So I am one that this particular lesson needs to apply to. I need to take my own advice here. And so the point of this is that when you are telling a story, if you find that you are getting off track or veering from what made you think about the story that you were going to tell in the first place, admit it. Just stop yourself and say, wait a minute, I'm digressing. Let me get back on track here. That's going to be really helpful to the listener, because they're going to see that you're catching yourself, and that's going to make them appreciate you. And so, for instance, if I was meeting with someone who was telling me that, oh, they know for sure that their husband isn't going to be interested in the business, they're kind of interested, but they know that their spouse won't be interested at all, then that would maybe make me think of the story that I told in yesterday's blog video, for example, about the couple and how that turned out with that couple and the husband and wife team. But in thinking of that, if I all of a sudden just went down the path and started talking about early on in the business, and then when I started meetings and how people started coming and I got off on a tangent, I catch myself and going, wait a minute, what I want to tell them is about this couple. So I would stop myself and say, wait a minute, I'm getting off track here. What I really want to tell you is that you mentioned that you don't think your spouse would be necessarily interested. Let me tell you about a couple that I know. And then go into that story from yesterday about the couple whose husband was not at all interested, but how I complimented her in front of him when she got to come to a meeting, and how that turned out as a result, and how their business started growing from that point forward. You might want to listen to yesterday's blog if you didn't catch that. So again, catch yourself if you're veering off. Remember, the bones of a story is that it has a skeleton. That means everything is attached and you know where it's going. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this video helped you, please comment and share. I really appreciate you. Thanks a lot.